There is a uniqueness to the feeling of anger that we feel. Whether that anger is towards something, a person, a place, a thing, whatever it is. There's this uniqueness to it. And in this introspection, I want you to listen attentively and let us look at it from a practical point of view and also from an intellectual point of view. And that is when we get irritated towards somebody, when in a marital cycle, the wife is irritated with the husband or the husband is irritated towards the wife, you must understand that the validity of that irritation, the validity of that anger only functions so long as the image of that person is still being perceived in our peripheral vision. And that is why the moment we step outside, away from that person or away from that place or that thing, the feeling, the emotion of that anger that we have towards the person or towards the place subsides. And this is something that is very, very interesting for us to really look at. In a marital setting, when a wife says to the husband or the husband says to the wife, I am not happy with you, you are not there for me, you are not being attentive to me, you are not always, there. What then happens when a divorce takes place? What then happens when death takes place? You see, the level of the complaint also reduces or it changes version, which then means that we complain about that which an individual does to us so long as that individual so long as that person is available in our mindset, in our peripheral vision, and we have an active relationship with that person. But the moment we don't have an active relationship with that person, or a distance is created, which in the form of, in this case, let's take divorce or let's take death, where a distance is created, now we see that even though our condition still remains the same, but now we don't put the blame on the individuals anymore because now a distance has been created. And that there is something that is very unique. It's a very unique thing that is worth mentally looking at and mentally exploring. And to all of you that is listening to the sound of my voice right now, I want you to look at your life, look at your relationship, look at, whatever it is that you have going on. You will see that your level of irritation with a person is heightened so long as you are in an active communication with a person or you are in an active, cohabiting with that person. But the moment there is a distance, even though our life situation does not change, the complaining, the individual no longer then becomes the source of the complaining. Rather now, the mind look for another person to be the source of our complaint. And that is unique. Which now tells us that many of the discomfort that we feel that an individual gives to us is all internal. Many of the discomfort, oh, this person is saying these kind of things to me, that person is doing this to me, whatever it is that you feel someone does to you is all internal. Because the moment you are not in the same purview, which is you are not in a peripheral view with a person, you are not seeing the person, that moment, that complaint is also different. Take an example of a man going to work, is not currently present with his spouse, is at work, or the spouse going to live in another country or living in another place, not currently present with his spouse, they are away. Now, at that point where they are, the life problem is not different. The life problem is the same, but now there is no one that is there in the peripheral vision to create that anxiety that is perceived within, which then means that unless and until we live with people, but also with people simply then also means that learning to see things from a distance. For many of the life problems that we complain about, that we are unhappy with, are based on how close we are looking at it, how close we have drawn our emotion towards that particular problem or towards that particular desire. But the moment we look at it from a distance, then a source of that same problem that we were so troubled about now become a thing of admiration. It now becomes a thing of respect. And that is the beauty of problems. So long as it is currently in our present, so long as it is directly in our front like this, it is difficult to see or appreciate it. But the moment a certain change of thought happens, a certain change of event happens, that same problem now becomes a source of admiration and a source of thanks. And hence my point to each and every one of you that is listening to the sound of my voice today is, unless and until we start looking at things from a distance, the beauty of anything is not seen while you are looking at it up front. Just like if you look at, if the sound of my voice is directly in front of you, or you see someone that you admire, in a distance they are beautiful, but the moment they come closer to you, then the imperfection in that person starts coming to the surface. And that is also the same thing with relationship. Many of the difficulties we have in our relationship is because the imperfection of the individuals that we're in a relationship with is directly in front of us. We look at the imperfections, and that is just how we are. The human nature is wired in this way to see the imperfections. But the moment there is a distance, then the appreciation of that same imperfection now comes to the surface. I want you to look at everything in your life from a distance. Absolutely correct. The distance you look at it determines how grateful you will be towards that particular event. Thank you very much for your time. And if you like this, please share it with somebody, for you never know how this can change the life of a person. Follow us and do subscribe. I appreciate you, and all good fortune fly to you. Until next time, bye.